It's Dina Perry with Dina Inspired, and today I am going to show you more with the Impressions Abloom. I just can't get enough of this, but there's so much that you can do. So I am using Impressions Abloom. I'm using stamps and paper from this suite, and then I am also using the hello that comes in the Simply Said stamps, and then I'm also using a new die, and this die is the More Messages die, and it just cuts out all kinds of banners and things that you can put your sentiments on. So really cool die. It's one piece that you get, but it cuts out lots and lots of places for your sentiments. So I'm also using one of these. So you might go check this out today. And then we're using this paper, and it does come from the Impressions Abloom. And then on this side, we're also going to have just a peek of this side, and I believe this is Fresh Fuchsia. And then I am using one stamp from this set. And now what did I do with my stamps? I'm using one stamp from that set, and it is this, well, two, I guess, three. It's this one and this one that kind of look like a daisy, and then I'm using the inner pieces as well. So there are four. I have already pre-stamped and pre-cut my pieces, but I do kind of want to go over this with you a little bit on how I did it. And again, it's a little humid here. I pre-stamped last night, and so my colors aren't as bright as I thought they were now that they've set here, because we had another storm come through last night with more rain. So they're just not as bright. So this flower in here, it has some peach pie in it, and that is what I am using, is peach pie today. I do not have the Fresh Fuchsia, and if you have that, it would probably look amazing with this as well. So first we're going to stamp our solid piece, and I'm already getting it on me. First we're going to stamp our solid piece, and like I said, it is so humid here, y'all. My stamps are not doing great, but we're going to stamp off, and then we're going to stamp on. Okay, it's very, very light, but that's what I want. I do want it kind of light. So we're going to stamp off, and then we're going to do another stamp. I did do 3 of these, so I'm just going to show you doing 3. And I stamped off, and then I stamped. Okay, so they're very, very light, but that's okay. Now then, I have the other stamp. This one has the little lines and the little details in it. So this one I'm not going to stamp off. I am going to do it once just to get some of this. Ugh, it is so humid. Okay. I'm going to line this up. I'm going to pull it down a little so I can see. I think I'm going right there. I think I'm off, but that's okay. It's hard to see when I'm trying not to get my head in the picture here. And we'll try to do better on this one. I still think I'm off, but oh well. That one's better. Okay, so that is what I did for my 3 flowers that I'm going to use. And then what I did on these little pieces, the centers of them, is I did use pecan pie for my centers. And I did the same thing. I stamped off first. Stamped off, and then I put it right in the center, and then I stamped off, and then right in the center. And you can tell when I'm stamping off, I'm not actually getting it all off, but it looks fine in my finished product. So stamp off, then right in the center. So that is very faint as well. Now this one, I did it directly from the ink to the flower. So then you can really see the detail in this because I have a lighter color underneath. And that is what my 3 flowers, similar to what my 3 flowers look like. And then this is what they look like after sitting overnight, and because it's humid. So you can tell my colors faded. They're just not as bright as this, but I can still see those little details in there, and that's from the humidity. But I am working with it. It's all I got. It's still humid today, so we will have to work with it. And these will fade just a little bit after. So now we have our flowers, and I die cut those with the Impressions Abloom dies. And this is the one that fits perfectly on these. And you just have to line it up and then die cut it out, but they do fit. And I like the white around it. I like how that looks. All right, so then I used 2 of the More Messages dies. I used 2 of these. So this one looks kind of like a ribbon. I did use the peach pie, and I just used a blending brush and just went over this with the peach pie. And then I stamped my sentiment hello in peach pie as well. And we will put these together like so. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Just get this glue out of the way. And we will get started on the rest. Look at that, guys. No glue on my fingers. Okay, we'll set that aside and just let it dry a little before we start playing with it. Okay, now then I have my card base, and I am going to have 2 pieces. So this one is 1 3/4, and this one is 1 inch, and they're both by 5.5. Okay, they're both 5.5 inches long. I am going to put my smaller one just underneath my bigger one here. And I just want just a little peek of it. I don't need a lot. So if you can line it up on one of those lines in that paper, that is great. Okay, I just want a little peek of it. And then this is going to go down just right along here. And I am using Stampin' Seal to get this all down. And I'm just going to go right inside of my score line. And then I am going, I think 2 of these I'm going down with them, and one I'm going to have a dimensional on it. So I'm going to put these directly down on the paper. And what I'm doing is I'm creating just a small circle with my pieces here. So if you can imagine, just a small circle, just circling around it. And this one I'm going to use a dimensional. Just pop it up there. And then our hello is going to go across here. And I believe I'm going to also use dimensionals on it. So let me get my small dimensionals. And then that just sits on top of these. So there is another really, really simple card. That you can create with the Impressions Abloom. Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure you hit that subscribe button for more. And don't forget that all sweets and the sweet products themselves are 50% off until June 30th of 2025. So be sure you go to my page, dinainspired.com, and you shop with me. Thanks again for watching.